Hello everybody, this is Napa Fan here, and this is race number 10 in the 2020 NOFSRL Haas IndyCar Series. We are here at the Pikes Peak International Raceway in Fountain, Colorado. 50 laps of action around this 1.06 mile speedway, and it is going to be a fun one. This has always been one of the wildest ovals we go to every year. And one guy who has been doing an excellent job on these ovals this year is our points leader, Chase Harris. 3 wins on the 5 oval races so far this season. However, Chase Harris has never won a race with this guy in the booth alongside me. Mike and Nap joining me once again. And Pikes Peak, it's a lot like Richmond, just a little bit faster and a little bit longer. How do you think these guys are going to maneuver this race here today with this short and tight course here in Fountain, Colorado?
It's definitely going to be a challenge for these drivers, especially since it is essentially a wider, faster, steeper bank to Richmond, as you said. So I think we're going to see some 2 and 3 wide racing all the way throughout the pack.
And a lot of times we see even 4 wide racing here. However, the aero kits are a little bit different this year than what we've had in prior years, so the racing is going to be a little bit different. Hopefully we can avoid the massive accidents that we have. We probably will still see a few accidents here today. But obviously in past years, this track has definitely had an issue with big accidents, taking out a lot of guys, and frequent accidents as well. Of course, it's a longer race than it has been. It's a 50-lap race now instead of a 40-lap race, so a little bit more time for these guys to wreck and to make moves here on the racetrack. But with the extension in the length, we're also going to have pit stops here today as well, and that'll also come into effect on who gets the race victory. Of course, we mentioned Chase Harris. He's the points leader, 300 points even coming to this race. Of course, he won last week at Kansas. Nicholas Samideo is tied with Tristan Allen for second in the points, but he does have the tiebreaker on Tristan Allen. They're both 90 points behind. Road America winner Nathan Stapleton is 95 points behind, and Noah Clifton 98 points behind coming into today's Colorado 80K. Marty Johnson won the pole yesterday, a great time for him. And the other Johnson in the field, Davey Johnson, will be starting alongside him. Row number 2, the 2017 champion Luke Rainey will be starting alongside Audra Baranowskis, number 4 machine. And we mentioned this in qualifying, we do have 2 new drivers. Obviously, I explained we unfortunately had some burner accounts, and they were all the same person, so we had to take them out. Keegan Thompson now driving the number 4 machine alongside defending champion, the 2019 champion, Justin Zaidel. We got Owen Miles and Garrett Sonor in row number 4. And the other new driver in the field, Nathan Smith, starting alongside Indianapolis 250 champion, Nicholas Samideo. Those are the top 10 drivers here at Pikes Peak. And we'll get these guys to roll up here from the Pikes Peak International Raceway. 30 drivers in the field, as always, and Chase Harris, our points leader, starts in the 14th position. It's going to be interesting to see if he can hold on to that 90-point lead that he has heading into Mid-Ohio next weekend, because then after Mid-Ohio, we got the duel at the Glen. And that can always be a treacherous race when it comes to the point standings. But either way, his teammate, like we mentioned many times before, has never won before in the Haas IndyCar Series. Another opportunity for him here today for Marty Johnson. Gotta ask you, Micah, do you think he's going to go to victory lane here today, or will it be somebody else?
Well, he's going to have the best view going to turn 1. He's going to have clean air, and he's definitely got the motivation. This is a guy who, he's gotten gypped out of 3 wins this season. We could be talking about him having 3 victories. So I wouldn't root against him tonight.
We're going to have to see how it all goes down. It's Marty Johnson and Davey Johnson on the front row. We're here in Colorado for the Colorado 80K at Pikes Peak. Green flag racing here in Fountain, Colorado. It's a tight start. It's 3 wide for the race lead. 2017 champion Luke Rainey not going to give an inch there. He's going to lead the first lap here at Pikes Peak.
Yeah, Marty Johnson washed up the track heading into turn 3. He's going to try and keep second, but Owen Miles in the 38 car is going to look to the inside of him. Miles might be looking for the lead here heading into 3. This, the field is 2 and 3 wide all the way through the pack.
This is the standard Pikes Peak racing now we're used to seeing. Hopefully these guys can keep it together. There goes Owen Miles to the inside of Luke Rainey, looking to take the race lead away. Audra Baranowskis to the inside of Marty Johnson and Davey Johnson. And they got Mason Brown moving his way through the field as well, but a ton of 3 wide throughout the entire field right now. Hopefully they can keep it all together, but a wild start to this one. Owen Miles to the point here in the Colorado 80K. Here comes Luke Rainey, though, number 1 machine. He is single file out, and these top 2 guys, these guys continue the battle for second the way they currently are. They could pull away and just rip this race apart for everybody else.
Down the back straightaway, you see Peyton Hamilton making it 3 wide up the inside there. Heading through 3 and 4, more people 3 wide. Newcomer Nathan Smith in that bright yellow 18 car, along with another newcomer, Keegan Thompson, in the 4. Both trapped there on the outside lane, losing spots left and right.
Chris Keegan Thompson won the Freedom 50. That's his only open wheel experience. This is Nathan Smith's first career Napa fan start. So definitely a treacherous way to start it out here at the Pikes Peak International Raceway. Chase Harris on the inside lane, moving his way through the field right there. We'll have to see if he can get a good run in this one and hold on to that points lead. Here comes Davey Johnson back to the inside of Audra Baranowskis for the 3rd position. Here comes Thomas Lipscomb as well, looking to gain a little bit of redemption from the Indianapolis 250 earlier this year. Chase Harris on this inside lane, now up to 11th. Managed to get away from that outside lane, but here comes Mitchell Collins. He's going to get a run on Chase Harris, and that might put Harris in the back here if he cannot get back to the inside lane. Other guys he's battling with in points, all kind of in the back of the field. Nicholas Samedillo falling back like crazy in the number 9 machine there. He started inside the top 10, I do believe, for this race. And Nathan Stapleton, another guy who's battling with him in the points, and Tristan Allen and Noah Clifton all deep in the field right now as Chase Harris is pulling away, which means the way they are currently running here at the Pikes Peak International Raceway, Chase Harris would extend his points lead. That's not what these guys want to have happen here, because after today, only 6 races remain in the schedule. Mason Brown with a huge run to the inside of Jordan Lopez, and Keegan Thompson starting to get his footing here on this racetrack. To the inside of Mason Brown, looking there for the 9th position.
Yeah, Mason Brown's in an AJ Foyt sandwich through 1 and 2. They might have touched going there into turn 1.
It's a wild track here. A lot of 3 wide going on throughout the whole racetrack, and we've seen that 3 wide become an issue in prior races here. Chase Harris does continue to slip up a little bit, but all the guys he's battling with in the points up front are falling back. The only guy, the closest guy to him in points, who's ahead of him, is Mitchell Collins, who comes in 7th in points. Obviously, Collins finished runner-up to Chase Harris last week at Kansas, and Collins currently inside the top 10 right now for Hair Gel Motorsport. Here comes the number 4, Keegan Thompson, back to the inside of her pole sitter, Marty Johnson. Not the best of starts there for Johnson. He got swiped right there on the number 1 of Luke Rainey at the start and has been falling back ever since. Davey Johnson, however, is in the same position he started in 2nd. Then it's Peyton Hamilton, Audra Baranowskis, and Luke Rainey. That's the top 5. They're led by Owen Miles, number 38, leading this field here on lap 11 of 50.
Yeah, Miles has had the clearly dominant race cars so far. He's about 2 car lengths ahead of Davey Johnson there. Hamilton trying to peek to the inside down the back straightaway. He's kind of not fully committed. Heading through 3 and 4, she's going to peek the nose in under Davey Johnson.
Good run there for Peyton Hamilton. Of course, we mentioned Richmond and how well she ran there. Almost won that race, but lost it to Chase Harris. Well, she's got an opportunity at finding her way to a race victory here in the Haas IndyCar Series. Still looking for her first career Napa fan win. Huge opportunity for her here at Pikes Peak. Davey Johnson falling back there. He's got Audra Baranowskis and Luke Rainey looking to make a move, and don't look now. Here comes Chase Harris. He moved his way back to 8th, but Jordan Lopez going to get back to the inside of him as we got 3 wide. Matt Tuck, who started in last in the number 28 machine, has clawed his way through half of the field already. That 28's looking pretty fast right now. Andrew Miller right ahead of him. It's been a very tough season for Miller, and they're mixing it up with Marty Johnson in the back of the field, but Johnson just doesn't seem to have the setup correctly on that car as he continues to fall back here at Pikes Peak. Back to the race lead. Peyton Hamilton's gotten around for 2nd. Owen Miles, clean racetrack ahead of him, though, has been pacing this field rather nicely here in the Colorado 80K.
Yeah, further back you see Thomas Lipscomb trying to take over 5th place, heading into 3 under Davey Johnson. Looks like not going to quite get that run off the corner. However, you're going to start seeing these guys experiment with different lanes. As the tires start to wear, the preferred lane is going to change and slide up the racetrack. You're going to want to see these guys start running the high side rather than the very bottom or that yellow line.
Jordan Lopez got around Chase Harris there for the 8th position. Watch out for Lopez. He, along with Marty Johnson, have been in the series for a very long time and have never won before. Might be looking possibly helping out Mitchell Collins here to get around the 7 machine of Thomas Lipscomb. Peyton Hamilton is there for the race lead on Owen Miles. We're going to have to see if she gets a run on the 38 machine. And you also got to consider, too, we will have pit stops in this race. First time we've really done that on a short track, and it'll be interesting to see how those pit stops affect the outcome of the event. Andrew Miller here. He's got a run on Chase Harris. They're starting to get around Chase Harris here. Harris doesn't have the best car, but he is holding pretty strong and holding on to that points lead here at Pikes Peak. All those guys, like I mentioned, who are battling with him in the points have had dismal days. Nicholas Samadillo deep in the field, Nathan Stable, Noah Clifton, and Tristan Allen in the 3 last positions. That's music to Chase Harris's ears. I mean, he doesn't need to run well if those guys are that far back in the field. But he's still doing it inside the top 10 there for Rhode Island Motorsports. That 79 machine, it is just lightning quick no matter where we go. Like I mentioned, 3 wins on the oval so far this season, looking for his 4th on the oval. And you got to remember, he won at Richmond. And Richmond is very similar here to Pikes Peak. Peyton Hamilton, though, led the most laps at Richmond, and she's going to go for the race lead on Owen Miles here on lap 20 of 50.
Hamilton trying to get the run off of 2 down the back straightaway. They're still side by side heading into 3. And this is going to allow Baranowskis and Rainey to catch up as Hamilton finally clears for the race lead. Here comes Baranowskis for 2nd.
Good run there for Audra Baranowskis. Haven't seen much of Baranowskis this season. She's 23rd in points, where she won the Indianapolis 250 last year, but hasn't really been close to it this year in terms of victory lane throughout the whole season. But here she is in 2nd. Luke Rainey's another one of those guys who has not really had the best of runs this season, at least in terms of running up front, but he's been consistent, comes in 8th in points, and the way things are currently running, he would gain on Chase Harris in the point standing. So with all those other guys who were top 100 points having dismal days so far, that would open the door for Luke Rainey to possibly put himself in championship contention, which is a little bit surprising because we really haven't seen much of him this season. But there he is, sitting 8th in points, actually ahead of Peyton Hamilton. And Hamilton's another one of those guys. She's 9th in points. A good opportunity for her to possibly throw her out into the ring and possibly defeating Chase Harris, because a lot of those other guys, they are not taking to the task too well here today. Samadillo, Stapleton has moved his way up a few positions here. Same with Clifton and Allen, but they're all outside the top 20 right now. Not the days they wanted. Justin Zaidel, last year's champion. It's been a really bad season for Zaidel. I mean, not at all what we saw out of him last year. 21st in points coming in, and he's now currently in the last position here at Pikes Peak. Next time by will be 2 laps from now will be halfway, excuse me. Peyton Hamilton, now Audra Baranowskis. How about the ladies of the field? They're 1-2 right now here in the Colorado 80K.
Yeah, they're definitely taking these boys to school, as Baranowskis and Miles are still side by side heading through 1. It's not really a lot Miles can do with that, as Baranowskis took the preferred lane, and she's going to try and clear for 2nd here heading into 3.
At number 27 seems to be wired up pretty well. She's going to get a run on Peyton Hamilton here for the race lead. And Baranowskis, she's the experienced veteran on Peyton Hamilton right here. And she's going to move right to the inside for the race lead halfway through the Colorado 80K here at Pikes Peak. And Audra Baranowskis will take the race lead away from Peyton Hamilton. Here comes Mitchell Collins in the number 8. And Collins is another guy who is 7th in the points, who's going to come down the pit lane. Cycle beginning at the perfect time, right past halfway. And that may benefit Mitchell Collins here at Pikes Peak and getting around Chase Harris in the points. Harris actually might get shuffled out of line right here. They're scrambling all over the place here back in the field. Race lead, still a battle between Baranowskis and Hamilton. Baranowskis will lead the field down right here. And Chase Harris lost some time right there. I think he was trying to come down the pit lane, but he was stuck on the outside lane and couldn't get down. And that is going to hurt Chase Harris in the long run here. Mitchell Collins done with his pit stop. He's going to come off the pit lane here. We'll have to see where he comes in relation to the rest of the field. Peyton Hamilton is still out there in the number 11 machine. She's going to come down right here. Thomas Lipscomb also stayed out a while there, and now finally Chase Harris will join along with Keegan Thompson. They couldn't get down last time around. John Andrews Buckhover also down the pit lane. There is Mitchell Collins in the number 8 machine. Look at the gap he has on the rest of the guys who came down with him now. Given, Sinor, Clifton, and Mason Brown were farther back in the field. Stapleton, it almost looks like he had some wing damage. That could have been from coming down the pit lane. He could have had contact with somebody else. That's going to hurt Stapleton in the point standings. These guys coming off the pit lane right here, and they will not beat Mitchell Collins. Collins is out of here. Number 8 machine wants some redemption for what happened to him at Kansas last weekend, and we're going to have to see very similar situation to real-life IndyCar at Iowa. The earlier you come down, the faster of a run you get off the pit lane, and the better you are. Peyton Hamilton, though, didn't do a bad job right there, and these guys will close in on Mitchell Collins eventually. These guys, if they run their race cleanly, they'll close back in on Collins, but very interesting cycle of pit stops right there. Collins, the big winner out of that cycle.
Yeah, Mitchell he had to have gained 6 or 7 spots out of that if I'm correct in where he was running beforehand, but yeah, he does have 2-lap older tires than the rest of the guys behind him. So that'll be interesting to see if he can hold off the 2 ladies in the field, Hamilton and Baranowskis.
We're going to have to see how that all goes down. How about Garrett Sinor? Solid run for Sinor here tonight. Or today. We're recording this at night, but obviously you guys are seeing it during the daytime. Only unless you are living in Australia, which if you are, then it's the middle. You're actually probably not watching it because you're probably asleep. But either way, Garrett Sinor, number 19 machine, looking to get around Igor Barreto. Barreto had a great run off the pit lane right there. Gotta look at some other guys here who may have gotten good runs off the pit lane. Luke Rainey fell back quite a bit right there. And here we go. Chase Harris did not... I mean, we saw what happened to him. He's midway through the field right now. Lost a few positions there. Christian Master to the inside of him right there. You got Noah Clifton in the 23 looking at the game. Davey Johnson did not have a good cycle. He fell back quite a bit. Sam Adio was already in the back of the field as well. And a lot of these guys, Marty Johnson, our pole sitter, deep in the field right now. He is currently in the 25th position. Francois Chastain, Tristan Allen did not get a good run off the pit lane either. Collins really ripping it through the corner right there. And as a matter of fact, he's actually opening up the gap right now on Peyton Hamilton. That number 8 is looking really fast, but like you mentioned, he has slightly older tires at this point, and I think as this run goes along, gets later into the race, Collins may not have the advantage on the rest of the field here. These 5 guys do look pretty fast. I'm wondering if Hamilton may have missed the setup there. But we're just going to have to see. Mitchell Collins looking to pull away with this race victory here at Pikes Peak after he almost won last week at Kansas.
Well, you got to think, too, Collins is in clean air. And the only other person in clean air behind him is Hamilton. Everyone else behind Hamilton is having to put up with her dirty air. So Collins is definitely at an advantage aero-wise trying to pull away from the field.
Of course, you know, the high speeds we run in these Indy cars, aerodynamics do come into play quite a bit. However, these guys are closing back in. The fast females, 2nd and 3rd right now. Hamilton and Baranowskis. Females yet to win yet this season. Obviously, Audrey Baranowskis won last year. I have to see Baranowskis, the experienced veteran here, looking to get around these rookies. Of course, Mitchell Collins has a lot of Napa fan experience, but this is his first season in the Haas IndyCar Series. And number 12 there, Igor Barreto looking to the inside. It's been an interesting season for Barreto. Really haven't seen much of him. Does he have to get a top 5 this season, actually, but he is 15th in points, looking to the inside of Owen Miles. Jordan Lopez, great run for him here today to the inside of Garrett Sinor. And I will say, you know, with Chase Harris, it hasn't been the best of runs for him, especially after that cycle of pit stops down to 16th. However, he's benefiting out of the struggles of everybody else, like Sam Adio, like Clifton, like Allen, and Stapleton, who's out of the race. Mason Brown is out of the race, too. Camshaft went bad on the 37, so we got 2 guys in the garage. Only 28 guys on the lead lap in the race so far here at Pikes Peak. Audra Baranowska going to the inside of Peyton Hamilton. She wants to be the driver to catch up to Mitchell Collins for this race win. You got to remember, 50 points to the winner. That would be a huge gain there for Mitchell Collins on Chase Harris in this championship. Hamilton, though, is also in that battle, and she wants to be part of that one as well.
Yeah, Baranowski's textbook pass off of Hamilton. They are starting to gain here on Collins, ever so slightly each lap. Although they've only got 11 laps to go to catch up. That is the sentence. Done.
I'm sorry I left you hanging there. They are closing in, though, and then we're going to have a big battle here for this race victory. Baranowskis is closing in, and I think she's going to eventually get around Collins. Hamilton's got to be smart here because you want to catch up to the A, have a shot, but looks like Hamilton's got to run on Baranowskis. They're going to go battle for second again. It's 10 laps to go here in the Colorado 80K at Pikes Peak. Owen Miles is here, number 38, right behind these guys, and then you got the number 12 of Edgar Barreto in 5th. Garrett Zenor, Jordan Lopez. A couple of good victories right there if either of those guys manage to go to victory lane. Of course, Zenor going for his 20th career Napa fan win has been trying to do so since November of 2017, and Lopez, who's never won in the series before after being in the series for about the same amount of time. They're all on Mitchell Collins now. And Collins is going to have to fend off Peyton Hamilton, the fast female of Peyton Hamilton, to the inside for the race lead with now 8 laps to go in the Colorado 80K.
Hamilton with a good run through 1 and 2. Baranowskis is trying to follow her through underneath of Collins. Heading into 3, looks like Hamilton is going to try, not going to be able to clear for the lead just yet, although there, as I say that, she does. Off of turn 4. Both Hamilton and Baranowskis get around Collins for first and second place. 7 laps to go now.
And Collins going to try to get back on that inside lane, but it almost seems like Peyton Hamilton has the fastest car, but Baranowskis is coming. Edgar Barreto, Jordan Lopez on this inside lane. There might be enough time, especially if these guys get side by side again. Baranowskis is going to have a run to the inside for the race lead. And Baranowskis with an opportunity of getting one here at Pikes Peak. Collins is still in the mix as well. Hamilton and Collins could both use this race victory in getting around Chase Harris in points. Here comes Barreto in the number 12 machine, looking on Collins, can't quite get there. And Lopez with an issue. He's coming down the pit lane. One thing after another for Lopez. Back to the race lead. Hamilton's got a run on Baranowskis. Barreto's making a move on Collins. And Hamilton's going to take it back. And Hamilton, or should I say Lopez, the only guy down the pit lane, and it looks like it's more than a tire issue on that machine. What a heartbreaker there for Jordan Lopez. He may not have packed enough fuel in under the pit stop. What a tough break there for Lopez. If that was in fact the case, nobody else is down the pit lane. It looks like Lopez was the only driver with that issue. Back to the race lead here at the Pikes Peak International Raceway, and Hamilton was able to get around Baranowskis, but Baranowskis is going to be right there. And it's Collins, Miles, and Zenor, the top 5. 3 laps to go here in the Colorado 80K. Who's going to get it done?
Hamilton was in this same position at Richmond until the very last lap, so I guarantee you she is driving for her life right now. This is going to be a career day if she can hold off the rest of the field and get this done. But Baranowskis, don't count her out. She's got a great run.
Oh, we got some guys in the back who are coming down. Matt Tuck and Marty Johnson. Looks like some of these guys did not pack enough fuel, and the fuel window's 25, 26 laps. These guys, they may not have put enough in the back of the field, which is a bit unfortunate. But these leaders, they'll be good to go. White flag for Peyton Hamilton here in the Colorado 80K. Audra Baranowskis trying to get to her. The females 1-2 here at Pikes Peak. And Baranowskis slipping up just a little bit. That might open the door for Hamilton to finally get this dub. Eel Racing, Ethan Lewis will finally get an owner victory. It's Peyton Hamilton, first career Napa fan win in the Colorado 80K at Pikes Peak.
What a memorable finish. Hamilton and Baranowskis 1-2, schooling all the male drivers in the field. Impressive drive by Peyton Hamilton.
And one thing else, I don't see Chase Harris out there anymore. I'm wondering, I think the 79 was another driver who did not pack enough fuel in. And if that's the case, that points lead is going to shrink. Harris officially finishes in the 22nd position. Sam Idio in 19th. Tristan Allen finished 1 position ahead of him, and Noah Clifford finished behind him. But Sam Idio and Allen will both close in by a couple of points on Chase Harris. So it will not be a 90-point lead exiting today. it'll be an 87-point lead heading into Mid-Ohio. Peyton Hamilton, though, your race winner. She's already off the racetrack. Tough break for a few of those guys, and the fuel window was right there at the edge, and you see a lot of those guys finishing a lap down, like Chase Harris. That's a big one right there. Harris was not able to make it, but other guys, Matt Tuck and Marty Johnson, are pole sitter. Mason Brown had his issue, had a camshaft go bad on him, and then Stapleton had an issue coming into the pit lane. But other than that, it was a clean race, caution-free here at Pikes Peak. First time we have ever seen a caution-free race here at the Pikes Peak International Raceway. But in the end, Peyton Hamilton got redemption for Richmond, and she is going to go to victory lane here in the Colorado 80K. How about that race here for the 10th race of the season?
Yeah, we saw great, clean racing all day long, multi-groove racing. And at the end of it all, Hamilton, first-time winner of the series, so it's always great to see brand-new winners. Chase Harris, after tonight, he's not going to want to hear me commentate anymore. I guarantee you. The curse continues.
Well, next week you're going to be in the booth of your home race in Mid-Ohio, so Chase Harris might want to be a little bit worried. I mean, he dodged a bullet here. Obviously, San Mateo, all those guys who are right behind him in points had issues as well. You're going to put Peyton Hamilton, though, into this madness. She actually may jump Allen, San Mateo, Stapleton, all those guys because she won the race. All those other guys had issues. You guys will see the points here in just a moment, but either way, thank you guys so much for bearing with us. You didn't see any of the issues we had, but this was like, what, our third time trying to record this? Between, fuel issues in the first recording, me not hitting record in the second recording, and, the game just doing its normal thing where the cars don't start. Took us a while to finally get this done, but we finally got it. Peyton Hamilton went to victory lane, and yes, I am recording this time. I mean, obviously you guys are hearing me say this now, so yes, it worked this time. But either way, Hamilton with her first career Napa fan win. The females 1-2 here at Pikes Peak. Definitely a great day for them. And we'll have to see how it all goes down next week at Mid-Ohio. Definitely looking forward to that one. First time we've ever been there on Napa fan. It's going to be a wild race on that road course. And we'll have to see what Chase Harris could do there. If he can hold on and keep that points heading in the Watkins Glen. Because I don't know if you want to have a tight points battle heading in the Watkins Glen. Because we got 2 races that weekend. That'll be interesting 2 weeks from now. But either way, thank you guys so much for watching. Congratulations to Peyton Hamilton, your race winner. And on behalf of Mike and Nap, thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys next week for Mid-Ohio and Michigan in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. The NOFSRL 500 next weekend. That's going to be a big race over there. Have a great day. We'll see you guys later here on the point standings for the Haas IndyCar Series. And take care. Just have a good day. I will see you guys later.